Josh, just to start with you, NIL, such an important part of collegiate athletics moving forward here at the University of Georgia.
Yeah, there's no doubt, JD. And it's every sport we're recruiting right now. It's very important for us to show that there are NIL opportunities here in Athens, because that's one of the things that recruits are bringing up in each and every sport. They want to know that if they come to Georgia, there'll be opportunities here. That's why it's so important for us to be able to provide resources and help the collective raise those resources so we can provide opportunities for our current student athletes.
All right, Matt, with the CCC, talk about that, talk about everything that you do and what your mission is.
Yeah, so our mission is really to focus on all 21 sports at Georgia. Obviously football and basketball and recruiting is a high priority. It comes up all the time. But I've said this from the very beginning. At Georgia, we don't have to only focus on the money. We have a lot of things to sell here, but it is a very, very important factor for every kid in that process.
And I think one of the things I'm so proud of under Josh's leadership, under President Moorhead's leadership, with all of our coaches here, the way that we've envisioned this is sustainability. Matt, I'll start with you, and then Josh, I'll let you follow up on that, but sustainability long term.
Yeah, that's the key. I mean, it really is. You look around the country and maybe, you look at some people that are making a huge splash at the beginning, but there's no telling if that's going to be here. And we want to focus on the fact that if a kid comes here as a freshman, that we're still around and we're providing the best opportunities through their 4 to 5 years while they're here. It's not just a flash in the pan. So we are truly building it from the ground up. So it's very supportive.
Yeah, and Josh, with that sustainability, obviously very important.
Yeah, sustainable is obviously important, but it's also doing it the right way. And we're going to do it the right way. We're not going to do this as an inducement. We're not going out and inducing recruits or promising them things. But it is important for us to have deals for our current student athletes, so when we're recruiting a student athlete, they see those opportunities. Again, we're going to do it the right way, and there's room to do it the right way and still, show that, and it will help impact recruiting, because it is going to impact recruiting.
Well, what's interesting to me too, there are a lot of different ways that this can be used as a function here. And one of those, let's start with, if you own a business, there are a variety of deals that you can do and benefits that we can get for student athletes here at the University of Georgia.
Yeah, I think there are a lot of misconceptions on who can get involved in NIL. Some people think that you have to be a millionaire or you have to own a big business to do NIL, and that's not true. Most of our deals are small businesses, small local businesses who are seeing a dramatic impact from having student athletes endorse their business. But also, it's just $21 a month. If that's all you can do, that's great. That is extremely helpful in what we're trying to build here.
And Josh, I think one of the things, and when this came about, college athletics, I'd say in the last 3 years, there's probably more change combined than there'd been in the previous 50. And everything that's gone into this, there's the potential with what Matt's talking about, whether you're with your business as an individual, to form an even closer relationship between our fan base and our student athletes here at Georgia.
Yeah, and echoing off what Matt said, we've got some phenomenal student athletes that I think will be a great representation of anyone's brand, and they promote the collective, and anything they would do for a local business, I think you'll see a really great ROI, because they're just such great brand ambassadors. They're great student athletes, and I think they'd be a great representation for so many individuals and small businesses out there.
All right, Matt, what's the next thing that you've got on your to-do list? Everything's so evolving, everything is fast-paced in this day and age, so what's next for the CCC?
Yeah, this time of year we have athletes going out, athletes coming in, so it's kind of getting that landscape kind of boiled down, what that looks like over the next couple months, and then getting these new opportunities out there. Football will be going to the off-season, so they'll have a lot more time to go out and do some of these activations. So we're starting to line them up now.
I can tell you, I think for me, just as a lifelong Georgia fan, a lifelong sports fan, when something new comes in, there is going to be that fear of the unknown. So I think it's important for our fans, if you have any questions about this, Josh, I'll start with you, then Matt, I'll go to you. What's the best way to get these questions answered on just what you can do, how you can help?
Yeah, I think first thing is you can reach out to us directly, or you can reach out to Matt at the Classic City Collective. But the other thing I'd like to mention is people always forget that these opportunities can really impact student athletes' lives and their families back home. There's a lot of student athletes we have who that small amount of money, or that whatever it may be, could really make the difference in their lives and be able to help their families. So I know sometimes we get caught up in the big Uber deals that make the headlines, but those smaller deals can go a long way in impacting the student athlete's life.
That goes back to that sustainability too, Matt.
Yeah, and I think another thing that's really important to remember is, every school is doing this a little different, and I think the way that we're doing it, we're really focused on what makes us unique at Georgia, and we really care about the perception of how we're doing things, and that never leaves me. I worked here for 3 years, so I understand the culture here. So we are doing it the Georgia way, which I think is incredibly important to our fan base and our donors.
All right, that's fantastic. Josh, anything else you want to throw in there?
No, I think that it's just so important that, as we try to retain student athletes, that this is going to provide opportunities, and this is so important. We need everyone's help. We always say, it takes a village to get there. It's going to take a nation to stay there. And I think it's so important that everyone really think about this and do what you can and help support this, because this is going to be important as we try to sustain success.
Well, we know we've got the greatest fans, we've got the greatest alumni in the world. I know we're all going to step up and do whatever it takes to keep Georgia at the top. Matt, thanks for being with us here today.
Thank you.
All right, Josh Brooks, our J. Reid Parker, Director of Athletics. I'm Jeff Dantzler. Thanks for being with us today on the Brooks Bulletin.